ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fat Money Racing Association. I am Lee Dark, and currently, Josh Aldridge had to run somewhere real quick. He'll be right back. We're looking at the fastest man during practice, Brett Aldridge. Take the track. We'll see if he can hold it to make it a pole position. Josh should be here any moment. Look at Brett Aldridge go, trying to lay down a qualifying lap that is worth it here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
Sorry for the delay.
No problem, Josh. I told him that you were coming. You were just had to run somewhere real quick. Didn't tell him to be business or nothing. And we're at Stafford Motor Speedway here in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Currently holding the pole, Jack Bad. Will he keep it going on? No, Corey Gamble. No, Christopher Ridge steals it from Corey Gamble last minute. And that's who's going to start on the pole here in the Truck Series. Been a lot of social media words exchanged between the owner of Rich Money Racing, Christopher Rich, and the owner of Gamble Motorsports, Corey Gamble.
Indeed, it has been very entertaining for us.
Yes, it has, and no band today. We're entering the final 3 races, Josh, and we're getting close to having to declare a winner, and I think the main thing we need to be talking about right now is points for the next 5 minutes. And the big point leader isn't really such a big point leader anymore. Austin Kiesler lost first place to G.A.M.E by 2 points. G.A.M.E sitting with 660 right now in the lead. Austin Kiesler right behind him with 658. Josh, right now, you're G.A.M.E. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, what do I have to do to, what's the word I'm looking for? What I got to do to increase my lead to make it a bigger deficit for Kiesler. Try to keep a cool head and just finish ahead of him.
Well, as we know, Stafford's a lot like Martinsville. We were at Martinsville last week. Josh, it was really hard for people to pass until that lane started to create. And as we've seen, we don't really put down enough laps this season for that second lane to really become something at Martinsville. Today, are we going to see that same one lane racing? And if so, the second part to this question is, if there's only that one lane racing, is starting position going to be a big deal, Josh?
Well, no 2 tracks are exactly alike. So where Martinsville is a one-lane track for the most part, this may act entirely different. And we're not going to know what the track conditions is until the drop of that green flag. They may be 2 lanes at this track. We just have to wait and see.
Wait and see. And right now, you see G.A.M.E. He's sitting in 21st for the start of this race. And this is kind of why I brought it up, Josh, because Austin Kiesler is up here in 8th. Somewhere in that mess.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
There he is.
Definitely, I mean, it's crunch time. It's going to be something interesting to see. And right now, the odds are in Kiesler's favor at the moment. So, heavily in his favor in the moment. We just have to wait and see what goes down.
All right, now let's talk about third place in points while we still got a little bit of time. Trey Fanta, another Fat Money Racing truck here in the Truck Series, and Trey is got 647 points. That means he is 13 points behind the leader.
And that might sound like a huge lead, but it really isn't. I mean, a deficit. It's not really that big of a gap. I mean, that could be made up today. One bad finish, one bad wreck, and he's right back in it.
I would have to agree with you, Josh. Really, Austin Kiesler and JMR fall too far back in this race, and Trey happens to get up there into the top 5, and this could enter to a whole different scenario. Let's go to Blaze. Blaze is sitting at 644, which means he is 16 points behind the leader.
Yeah, I mean, getting crunch time with what, 4 races to go now?
3.
3.
Stafford, or today would be 4th. So the next 3 is Bristol, Daytona, LA Coliseum.
I mean, it's getting crunch time. I mean, it's time to go, and we're going to see some big gainers, big losers, and we're going to see some guys that's going to try things that normally they wouldn't try. But there's a championship at stake here, so as I've once heard somebody say, if you ain't first, you're last, and it's go time.
Well, now let's talk about the last man in the top 5 of points, and we'll talk about more about points as the race continues here as we're getting started. But Aaron Aldridge is sitting 625. Now, that is a good chunk away from the leader with 35 points behind JMR.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty huge gap, and he needs to do his thing. He needs to finish the best he can, but he also needs significant help from others, that is, with bad finishes and, having other drivers with bad luck.
Yes, sir. And as we get started here, Josh, you see the man who won the pole, Christopher Rich, to his outside, Corey Gamble. Christopher Rich in points is sitting 7th with 620. So about 40 points behind JMR, the leader with 660. And Corey Gamble in second place to start this race is sitting in 13th with 606 points, and that is going to put him 54 points behind the leader. So not really in contention to get up there in points, but a contention to win a race, and a win's a win.
Yeah, I mean, although you may not be in contention for the championship, you still want to win. I mean, you got obligations, you got sponsors, you got fans that want to see you up front, and you got to do your thing.
I'm going to have to agree with you again, Josh. That it's still a prize for getting first. It may not be as big as the championship, but it's still a prize, and the pace car is pulled off. And Stafford's about to see the FMRA Truck Series. Rich is going to get a sizable gap on second place on that bottom line. Bottom line going real fast, Josh.
That bottom line has come through already. Yes, it has.
You all right?
Yeah.
I told you to slow down on the sallies.
I'm trying.
Rich right now has pulled away something fierce. Jack Bad in second. We're starting to see Jack Bad up front quite a bit. Let me try to get some space so we can hear each other think. Jarl has made his way up to third place here. Corey Gamble falling back to fourth, Josh.
Yeah, that bottom line seems to be the preferred line for the moment. That top line's kind of disruffled and kind of a lot of drivers drifting up high. Give it some time and it might come too, but as of right now, this is a one-lane track.
Well, as we did last week, the big factor here is that 18. You see the 88 get discombobulated there. JMR has made his way up and is touching the inside of the 18. He's about to pass him. And JMR has already made the pass, Josh.
Excuse me, coming through.
Well, that's your points leader, and right now Austin Kiesler's got some work to do.
Work to do indeed, but we still got a lot of racing to go. We got a long way to go, and a lot could happen between now and that checkered flag.
You see Mikey Henderson right to the outside, well, was to the outside of his owner, the number 5, Aaron Aldridge. The 57 is making his way through the 56 got loose. We're straight line racing here from about 13th up.
FMRA got loose, or 57 got loose.
A little bobbling out of him. Again. You know, Austin Kiesler is getting this told on the radio, and they're probably hoping to gain some ground here on G.A.M.E. Let's go ahead and check out the leader, Christopher Rich, who right now is untouched.
He's got clear sailing in front of him, clear sailing behind him.
And you see him, he kind of sends it into the corner and lets the truck drift and then gasses out. Let's see it again. I mean, just remarkable work by the 16, and it is putting a gap on everybody else.
When you get that much space between you and second place, you can do any preferred line you want and not have to worry of any interference from anybody.
Austin Kiesler's had a real tough time. He is falling all the way back. This is not what the 18 team was hoping for today.
No, it's not. You may not want to turn it over to their radio. You might be hearing some language that is not friendly to the ears at the moment because he is having a horrible day.
Someone else we should probably talk about is the 001 of Jarl here in the Truck Series. Jarl also races the 74 in Cup Series. Snap-on Racing is the owner of his truck, and the Cup is owned by Brainbuster Motorsports. And I think the big thing to note here, Josh, is the fact that he is sitting third right now. I mean, newcomer to the sport, and you always seem to see him running up front.
It may be a newcomer to the sport, but he's acting like a true veteran out there on the track.
James Norwood, his last season here in the 71, because no response from him to continue his contract or anything. So, unfortunately, unless we start to hear from him soon, that's the end of his ride for Gamble Motorsports. But currently he is sitting top 5, Josh.
Maybe he's letting actions speak louder than words, and maybe he's thinking things over. We might hear from him here soon, but yeah.
To the inside of Chris Chaos, Summer Rain pushes him up. You know, Rich Money Racing known to be some of the rougher drivers on the track, but they always seem to put them cars up into podium positions.
Yeah, I mean, they are pretty out there on the track. They're rough, but, you know, that's what it takes to win races. That's what it takes to win championships. You got to push it to the limits, and they've been pushing to the limits, and sometimes they do push it a little too far.
Barry Sternparts right now waiting for the number 5 to make a mistake. He tried to push him high on the last couple corners, but wasn't able to pull it off. JMR, though, going to take advantage of the line that Barry does not choose. See what transpires here. JMR trying to work his way up even further, and I think that's something everyone should be worried about.
Working lap 20. It's been a pretty clean race for the most part. I may have just jinxed this, but let's see if the rest of the race can be as clean, but as exciting as it has been so far.
It's mostly all about the points. Let's go back, check on Austin Kiesler, who is having a horrible night. Cannot get the 18 to do anything he wants it to do. Like Josh has said, there's been a lot of conversation over the radio that, quite frankly, they're probably going to get in some trouble for. I mean, we got fans listening to those radios. But yeah, the 18 truck just not driving right at all.
Well, in their defense, yes, we do have fans listening, but we do send out a disclaimer saying that you may hear things over the radio that is not friendly to the ears. So the fans listen to that. They listen at their own risk.
Right now, the untouchable one, Christopher Rich, holds the lead. Will anybody be able to get to him right now? Christopher Rich has a 1.5 lead on Jack Bad, the person in second. And Jarl, he's got a 2.1. And the big thing right now is he's about to catch lap traffic, Josh.
Lap traffic, maybe he play a huge factor here. That it might cause him to slow up. We have to wait and see, but that lap traffic, he is fastly approaching.
The 56 of Mikey Henderson here doing his best. The 18 having a horrible time, but the man that's having quite a good race, G.A.M.E, who started back in the 20s and has now worked his way up to 12th place. We're seeing pit stops. The leaders down pit road, Josh.
Everybody seems to be hitting pit road at the moment. Pit road is a very busy place, and let's hope it all goes clear, because with that much traffic in that jam pad, we could see some accidents.
Looks like Aaron Aldridge and Barry Sternparts, Brett Aldridge all chose to go on a different line. Mikey Henderson stays out. Austin Kiesler stays out. What do you think this decision is?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I'm up here, not with the team at that moment.
Mikey and Austin go down pit road. Christopher Rich is back out. See where everything equals out to here. You guys seen we got a weird pit road here. You have to slow down quite a bit. Gets these trucks a minute to get back up to speed. Billy Raydog is one lap down. Going to be the first car to go one lap down. Austin Kiesler going to still end up in last. Triple C, though, lost a spot to Mikey Henderson. A lot of things going on. Let's check on G.A.M.E, who gained one position off pit road and trying to pass Barry Sternparts Jr. now.
Remember at the start of the race where I said certain drivers needed drivers to have a bad day, and Austin Kiesler's bad day is just what other drivers were looking for so they can gain positions. Now all they need is for G.A.M.E to slip up and make a mistake and have a bad day as well.
Rich right now still in the lead, but if you guys see, not too far off is a man who jumped one position, Jarl, who might be coming to steal this one.
He is definitely gaining on him. Lap traffic can probably play in a huge factor in the way Rich's running line is, and it's going to be interesting to see what transpires here in a short few laps.
Well, Billy Ray Dog went a lap down. Rich is now looking to put Austin Kiesler a lap down. And you know that this is something being relayed back to JMR. Rich is like, hey, I see him. Get him going, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all, they're talking about it on the radio, and, you know, that's definitely one driver that Rich definitely loved to put one lap down.
Rich looking to claim a truck championship for Rich Money Racing, and it doesn't matter if it's him or one of his drivers, that championship will look good. At the headquarters? What does he call his place?
I guess it's the headquarters.
I mean, you've seen it, right? It's fucking huge. I apologize for my language.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I went there for the grand opening. The place smelled like bubblegum. Like, I don't... Ladies and gentlemen, we're 38 laps into a 50-lap race. No halfway caution for these last races. It is everything on these drivers, and right now, you're seeing it play out to an extent that we've never seen before. Christopher Rich is still holding the lead. Jarl has advanced, but he's having a problem getting up and around Billy Ray Dog, which is drove him back 0.1 of a second. Jack Bad fell back one place. Corey Gamble has held on to fourth here. James Norwood still to his backside. We got Zane High, who has made his way up to sixth. Zane High, another one who has done extremely well since taking over those 420 vehicles, the truck and the cup that he races for his dad at IDK Racing. I think something to note here, Bruno, who was with Summer Rain most of this race, is now separated by Aaron Aldridge, Chris Chaos, and then you got Summer Rain back there, Barry Sternparts Jr., Chronix High. And another thing to note is JMR has fallen back several positions now. He is in 14th currently, and looks like Tyler Ferguson about to put him one more back. This could be a good race for a lot of the top five in points, Josh.
And definitely, like I've said, I mean, you know, sometimes you just need have some drivers that have a bad run, bad look, and things getting tight. Things are tightened right back up, coming into the home stretch for the championship. You know, coming in for the championship.
Austin Kiesler trying to do his best to stay ahead of Christopher Rich. But that's easier said than done when you got all them cars ahead of you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it. And if Kiesler does get lapped by Rich, you know, that's just going to be. It's going to crushing day to already a bad situation. But I think time's on his side. His laps quickly are running down. I don't think Rich is going to have enough time to catch up to him.
Oh. What happened there? JMR passed the 14 like it was standing still.
Yeah, maybe got down a little too low, maybe brushed the wall. I'm not sure what happened there, but it seems to be worked itself out. Not so quiet. He's still losing positions.
The 14 truck of Tyler Ferguson, Whiskey River. Toyota having some issues. It looks like he's about to go back another position.
He's up there in the marbles. That's not where he wants to be.
Let's get back to checking on our leader, who's gaining on Austin Kiesler. Austin Kiesler is having a hard time passing team owner Triple C.
You'd think he would help him out a little bit.
I mean, it looks like he's trying to give him the outside, the inside, any room. Like, he just... I don't know if the 18 truck has it. Tyler Ferguson dropping back quite a bit.
Coming around to 2 to go.
Let's keep an eye on the leader. Billy Raydog trying to get his lap back. White flag. Here we go. Christopher Rich wins it. It was his race all day. And he came through to win it. Jarl second, Jack Bad third, Corey Gamble fourth. James Norwood rounds out top 5. Go ahead, pause it, read the screen. You want to know where you're placed. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you guys at the winner's circle.